Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So we are in
Ennis, Montana.
Ennis, Montana. It's a beautiful morning. The sunlight hitting the mountains. It's unbelievable.
The storms are gone.
The storms are gone for now.
For now.
We had an amazing night right here at the Lighthouse for Public Safety Mobile Support Unit.
I was going to say Lighthouse Hostel.
It's that too.
Yeah.
But we had a restful night, had a great meal last night, and today we ride to West Yellowstone.
Good morning, it's day 18.
Yes, it is.
And we left Ennis, Montana, and we had a ride all the way to West Yellowstone, 74 miles. We had a couple of back-to-back 70-plus miles.
Yeah, we did.
days.
We had some long days.
And this was over 3,000 feet elevation day. But man, what a beautiful day.
A beautiful morning for a bike ride. Heading to West Yellowstone. It is 8:22. We've gone 6.4 miles. We're going up 257 feet in elevation. A few more feet to go.
This rivals the Columbia River Valley out there.
Absolutely.
I
Just
mean, it was
scenery. It was a spectacular day. It was gorgeous. And we
Beautiful
had a
weather.
tailwind most of the day.
Yeah, it was nice.
And it's just amazing, amazing ride. And then we can over the divide, over the pass there at Earthquake Lake.
Earthquake Lake, right.
So it's a mountain pass, but it's a pretty low mountain pass, and there's a bunch of history around that.
Yes.
But then we came by Earthquake Lake, and there's a huge amount of history with that, where there was a massive earthquake back in the 60s, I think, or 50s,
It was a long time ago.
and it destroyed a campground, killed a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Really
they apparently had
tragic.
a big landslide came down and not many people lived. I mean, a lot of people died that
Yeah.
were camping at the bottom.
Yeah, and there's still like trees sticking up out of the lake, where this campground was. Closer we got to West Yellowstone, we started seeing some things that we weren't really happy with.
Nasty clouds.
We saw some dark clouds.
Got some cool pictures though.
Yeah, some really cool pictures, really super dark clouds, but we we didn't have a choice. We had a hotel reservation in West Yellowstone.
Right.
And so we just rode. We just rode toward the storm. And I don't know the name of the highway, but then we had to make a right-hand turn. And from that turn, we had 8 miles to the hotel.
It was only 8 miles.
8 miles.
That's all.
Easy peasy.
Should have been nothing.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Because as we turned, now the storm was to our left with lightning, but the wind was to our face.
Right at us.
That tailwind was right in our face. And it was a hard wind.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of traffic and rain, and it was cold. I was in a t-shirt, and we were probably a mile in or two.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I get this, hey, I gotta stop.
I was freezing. And we had heard somebody else was talking about getting frostbite or getting really cold. And I thought, you know what? I really feel cold.
Hypothermic.
Hypothermic. I was worried about that kind of thing. So I stopped, got my coat out, then we continued down the road.
I'm a person of faith, and so that day I was just praying. I was praying, God, give me the strength to pedal into the wind and to keep going. And we'd come over a rise, and I was thinking, okay, the town's just right next. And there was nothing. And there was no place to stop.
No, there wasn't.
There was not a building. There was woods on both sides of the roads. Obviously, we're in bear country.
True.
So we're in grizzly country, and so we, didn't want to go off into the trees. Plus, there was lightning. And the wind was just hammering us, and it was all I could do just to keep my legs pumping, just pumping. But I really felt a surge of energy in me that wasn't from me. It was some supernatural energy, and I don't mean to be weird, but that's what it felt like. That was just pushing me on to get through this, and we made it to the hotel without, any bad things happening.
No, but I got right behind him and got in his draft.
Yeah.
Because he was in the zone.
I was in the zone.
We'll call it the zone. I want to say it was something else.
Yeah.
But he was in the zone with God, just flying down that road.
Yeah.
And I just got behind him and stayed with him and kept my feet moving as fast as I could. And we got there. But what rough conditions.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
We checked in the hotel, had the best pizza of the trip there.
Oh, that was good.
That
was good.
Forget the name of the pizza place there in town in West Yellowstone, but amazing pizza.
Yeah.
And we kind of walked around, had some really expensive ice cream.
It was good.
It was really good
ice cream.
It was really good ice
expensive.
cream. It's for the tourists, We're Yellowstone, so.
Well, we had to sample it.
Had to sample it, right. We got to put our stamp of approval on it,
Thumbs up.
That's what we had
I'll
to do.
give it two thumbs
up. And 2 wallets down.
Right. Exactly.
That day was probably one of my favorite days, even though the end was very, very difficult.
Yeah.
It's sometimes in those difficult moments that you really learn to appreciate what you had. You appreciate the beauty of the day that we had earlier, the tailwind, the beautiful scenery, all that stuff. And when you're in the middle of the really struggles, that's when you can learn to appreciate the good times in life and the good days. And I think that's what that day did for me. And it really was probably out of all 65 days, it's probably one of my favorite days on the whole trip.
Same here.
Not only because of the scenery, but just the whole experience was just phenomenal.
Beautiful area.
So here we are in West Yellowstone. And the next day we head into Yellowstone Park.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's a fine day here in West Yellowstone.
Yep.
How you feeling, John?
I feel pretty good today. Had a great breakfast at a little place about a 10-minute walk from here.
Running Bear.
Running Bear.
Pancake
That's
House.
Right. That was right. That was very
The Running Bear. I thought it was a dancing bear, but it was a running bear.
Yes.
So
Yes, I can understand the mistake.
today we might see one of those
Yes, let's hope not.
because we're going to Yellowstone.
Day 19, we woke up in West Yellowstone.
Yep.
We thought we would be fine without rain gear.
That didn't last long.
It didn't last long, like a quarter mile.
We didn't even get out of town.
Didn't even get out of town.
And we were dressing. Was it outside that bathroom?
Yeah, because there was like a visitor center,
Yeah, visitors.
and we were just like, we got to do what we got to do. So pulling on the long johns and pulling on the cold weather gear.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing because
Oh yeah.
we had, I think that day we had 50, 60 miles.
Yeah.
I'll put it down here below. But we were riding into Yellowstone Park.
Right.
So we were going to ride all the way to, and fortunately, I had the intuition to call ahead and get a room in Yellowstone Park.
And again, the
last room.
in the park.
The last room.
At that hotel.
At that hotel. So, because it was raining. It rained all day.
All day.
And there was spots when it was kind of misty and kind of
Yeah.
stopped a little bit, but pretty much had rained all day
We were wet.
in Yellowstone. We were soaked to the bone. But riding into Yellowstone, the first 30, 40 miles is kind of nothing.
Really.
But then there's buffalo, bison,
Yeah.
and there's hot springs.
Well, John, we're here at Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
No. We're in the caldera.
Oh,
I
what
saw on
amazing.
YouTube there was imminent threats. They were closing the park.
Little wet day today in
Little wet.
Yellowstone.
Little sprinkle, we can deal with that.
Not a problem. We got it covered.
Yep.
Beautiful day.
Just take our time
Beautiful
and
day
get
to ride.
Almost at the midway point.
Cool.
And there's the Grand Prismatic.
That was beautiful.
But it was kind of a steamy day, so you couldn't see a whole lot
Yeah,
because there
that
was
was-
so much steam.
Right.
So we rode all the way. We stopped at
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Had lunch there
Mhm.
at the Old Faithful Inn,
Had a good lunch.
and had a great lunch. And then we rode on, and there was a lot of construction in
Yeah, and it was
Yellowstone.
raining pretty good when we left after lunch.
It
too.
was pouring down rain, but you know what? We just did what we had to do.
We knew we were ready to go, and we just had to go.
And so we went all the way to the Grant Village.
Yeah.
It was a lot of climbing, a lot of a lot of mountains,
A lot more than we thought. There was a lot of construction too.
a lot of construction, so muddy roads. So that was pretty challenging at times.
Yeah.
But overall, I want to visit Yellowstone someday when it's not raining.
I agree.
Because right now my view of Yellowstone is kind of, you know, maybe this to this.
Yeah.
But
Conditions weren't
I know it's a
great.
beautiful place, but
Yeah.
for us it was a really hard time.
That hill was easier than the previous one. Won that mental game.
Whew. Good job, man.
Good job to you too, buddy.
What you thinking?
Whew. What am I thinking? Whew. Quit doubting yourself, man.
Yep.
Quit doubting yourself.
We can do it. We can do it together. We're a team.
Yes, we are.
We made it. 2 climbs.
Yep.
Continental Divide. Escaped the bison. He was looking at us mean. He gave John a mean look, like, should I come after him? Then he took one look at John and said, oh, hell no.
No, I think he had an eye for you, man. He had an eye for you. He's looking at you on that bike saying, you lean man, you.
I said, bye, son, and I pedaled on.
I'll drink to that.
Yes.
We got to the Grant Village.
Grand Village, right?
We had the last room, and they said it was a queen suite. It was like a full, I don't know what you call a small, tiny room.
Yeah, it was reminds me of the microtel.
Microtel, that's what it was.
There's room for a bed, and there's like little gaps on the side, little gap in the front, and you can get to the bathroom and out the door. It's a lot like that. So there wasn't much room in it.
But we had a heater.
We had a heater, which was the biggest
Crank that
plus.
thing to dry our clothes.
I mean, the temperatures were probably in what?
It was in the 40s.
40s.
Yeah. So
it was pretty chilly.
That night it got really cold, probably in the 30s that night.
Yeah.
But so we were able to dry our clothes, and we were just thankful to be inside.
Exactly. We were supposed to camp. We were supposed
to camp, but last minute I booked a room.
Yeah, so glad we did that.
Yeah. So John slept in the bed. I slept on the floor that day.
Mm-hmm.
And we had dinner at
right down on the lake.
At the lake. Mm-hmm. They had kind of one option for
tacos.
They were good.
They were good.
And we had canned wine.
Yeah.
And it had some.
Wow.
It had some punch to it.
It had some punch, man. I'll tell you, I was feeling
Maybe
pretty
it was
good.
because we were at 7,500 feet elevation. I don't know.
I remember walking back to the room. It was interesting.
Yeah.
We were trying to run. It was raining on the way back to the room. And I was like, wow, I feel a little tipsy here.
Yeah.
We had only had 2 cans each.
Right.
That was it.
The next morning, then, we woke up. Day 20, we woke up, and we had a really good breakfast at the buffet.
Got a great breakfast. That
Amazing
was really
buffet there at Grant Village for breakfast. Stopped at the little grocery store, got some supplies.
That lady was really nice.
She was
great.
She was a sweetheart.
Good morning, world.
Good morning.
Guess where we are? Where are we, John?
Yellowstone.
Last night we stayed at the Grant Village Inn. We got the last room.
That's right.
We were so grateful because it was pouring down rain.
Yes, it was.
And we did not want to set up a tent in the rain, so we got the last room available. And we're so thankful. Thankful to have a warm, dry place to sleep.
Yep.
Today we ride 54 miles down to
Moran.
Moran.
It's called something 6.
Part 6 Ranch,
6.
I believe. So we'll be there 2 nights, have a rest day coming up. So we're grateful for the rest day.
Yes, we are.
And then from there, we had to ride all the way out of the park. And all the way to our next stop, which was our next rest day.
That's right. But we passed some views of the Grand Tetons on the way too.
Yes.
And
we actually stopped for lunch.
Stopped for lunch.
Stopped for
at
lunch.
the south gate.
At the south gate of the Grand Tetons. We couldn't really see them because it was overcast and cloudy, and the clouds were low.
You could see them here and there, but not the
really
whole
spotty.
thing.
So, but overall, it was a dry day.
It was. It was cold.
Still cold, but it was dry.
Snow in the woods on the side of the road.
Snow in the woods, yeah. But just riding, and what was nice about once you hit to the summit, it was all the way down. It was just downhill, all the way out of the park to the Grand Tetons. Then we got to Moran. No, not Moran.
Moran.
We were the morons, baby.
Don't take it personal, Moran.
Yeah. Before we got to the ranch, on the way, we saw our moose.
Yes.
So Bruce, the moose's girlfriend, she got lost, and she was on this side of Yellowstone. Yeah.
She was upset.
So it was really cool. About 100 yards off on the road, we just stopped and said, "Just do your thing." And we just kind of watched her do her thing, and finally she trotted off down. And later we talked to one of the river guides, and he had been on the river that day, and he said, yeah, she had a calf with her, and so she was probably in a really defensive mode there. So we were glad we didn't approach. So word to the wise, if you're going through Yellowstone, we saw this. We saw a young lady doing the selfie with the bison. Not a good idea.
No,
don't approach the wildlife.
No.
Because they're wild. And wild animals do what wild animals do. And you may not live. So just a word to the wise. But that brought us to our next rest day.
Yeah.
Our first rest day in Wyoming.
And that's Heart Six Ranch.
Heart Six Ranch was amazing.
We had a cabin that was my turn to sleep on the floor, and he had the bed.
Highly recommend. We had a cabin right in front of the corral.
It was great.
It was fantastic. The only downside there was there's not much options for food, so that was expensive.
Expensive, but good.
But very good. It was very tasty. There we actually got to see the Grand Tetons.
Cleared up the next
From
day.
our cabin porch. You can see the Grand Tetons.
Oh, you'll see the picture here.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So highly recommend. It's northeast of Jackson Hole. So if you are looking for a place to stay in the Jackson area and the Grand Teton areas, Heart Six Ranch is definitely on my list.
Yes, and I would also say they also have a Conestoga wagon type.
They have the Conestoga wagon you can stay in. They have teepees.
Teepees you can stay in. I think those two you have to shower in. They had shower facilities.
Yeah.
But they also have cabins.
So and the folks there at the ranch were amazing. So again, highly recommend. And that brings us up to the end of coming through Montana.
Wow.
Into Wyoming.
Yeah, that's right.
So next episode we'll talk about Wyoming and all the adventures and misadventures we had.
Yes.
Going across that amazing state.
And we always had fun.
Always. Always. No matter what situation, we had fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Join us again next time for a brand new episode. And I'll put these out as often as I can. And we'll make it all the way to the East Coast. Thanks for watching.
So I keep meeting these guys along our route and have a little conversation with them. So today I'm meeting Cowboy Joe here. He's seems to be pretty much quiet, but his hands are ready at the guns. So just checking him out. He's not moving, so I'm not sure what his deal is. So have a good day there, man. Hey, bud, just checking on you to make sure you're okay. Looks like you're kind of stuck here. You take a bath here a lot? You know, it's kind of a public place to take a bath, right? So, you need a towel? You need something to cover yourself up? Or you just like to hang out. Okay, well, hope you get clean. Have fun.
Here they come.